think I'll get one.
Yeah. So, welcome to round 10 Monza of the Formula Performance calendar. It should be an exciting race. Got Hulk here in the commentary box with me, so we're just waiting for everybody to get into the lobby and ready up ahead of qualifying. And as always, we'll be sharing the stream out.
Yep.
Don't know what else I need to say to that. Unless you got any comments about the circuit?
All the code names are in Italian, so good luck with that.
Yeah, obviously many special guests here as well, including Giancarlo Fisichella, who will be in the Ferrari garage here today. I'm just going to see if I can suggest Jack Tyler or Big C to the party, and maybe we can get some words from some of the drivers. So just bear me one moment. I'll just suggest. I don't know if I've got Jack Tyler on the list here.
Should be able to do it from the main lobby anyway.
Yeah. So I've just given you a couple of people who you could invite into the lobby, and Jolian Manu, title favourite, has said that he's very nervous for this race. Obviously he's in the Renault powered car, so that could have huge implications. So we'll see what happens.
Is he in the lobby? He's not here yet.
He will
Could
be here.
I think.
Yeah, I think he'll be here soon.
I haven't heard anyone saying
No.
the can't race.
No, but before the race does get underway, we'd like to, send our best wishes to Jack, who I know is going through a difficult time. And us in the commentary booth, and I'm sure everybody watching here today wishes you the best of luck for this race. So I know you're sporting a black helmet here in the prancing horse, and the Tifosi will be right behind you. So I'm sure you'll go out there and enjoy it. But have you got any words to say ahead of this race?
Yeah. So when my brother recovers and he watches, because he watches this, he will watch us back. I just want to say, this is for you. And for my grandfather who died 4 years ago today. Hopefully you're enjoying the time up there. And again, this is for you as well. That's it, that's what I want to say.
Thank you very much for that, Jack. That's a lovely sentiment, and we wish you the best luck for this race in front of the Tifosi. Just keep it out of the barriers, bring it home, get some points. But if you can't do that, produce some fireworks. That's all I can say. So thank you for that,
Good luck,
Jack.
guys.
Thank you. Hulk, have you got any words for Big C, who's just joined us prior to the race? I'm sure the nerves are jangling a bit, so, any words?
Yeah, well, obviously last week you arguably should have had a podium, if not for the small mistake you made, which cost you. So what's your aims for this race?
Well, yeah, I mean, the car's not too good around here, we're lacking a bit of top end. But yeah, just to get a few points, or if I can help Joel, he's the man for the title, I think. So the aim is just to get a few points and hopefully help him for the title. But yeah, the car's quite poor, so it's going to be tough.
Okay, and we know you experienced some issues through the Segunda, and what could happen through that particular corner? You were involved in some argy-bargy yesterday.
Well, yeah, all sorts can happen through that corner. Yeah, I think Monza, with the slipstream, the difference in power units, I think there's going to be a lot going on. A lot going on.
Okay.
A lot overtaking or whatever. But yeah, anyway, I think.
Okay, before you go, there were some words from Mr. Grumpy that you exchanged blows ahead of this race in a practice session. Could that be on your mind going into this race?
No, I don't think so. I think I have a lot of respect for Mr. Grumpy, and things happen, but you got to focus on the job at hand. I think it might affect him more than me, but I think we'll see how things go.
Okay, yeah, that was quite interesting, wasn't it? So, some mixed views ahead of that race. Oh,
Yeah, it should be interesting one. Some people laying down the chances of the hoping for a good result. Obviously, this is a track which is heavily dependent on what car you're in. Really, if you've got a good power unit, you should be hoping for a good result. Otherwise, damage limitation. But yeah, hopefully we'll see some good battling. As, we kind of did yesterday, but might have pushed the limits a bit at times.
yeah, and Flying Throne and Joe Finn obviously don't know what tyres to select here, but we're expecting both the softer compounds to be used, so I don't know if we'll see many drivers on those medium tyre compounds, but you know, we'll see, won't we?
Yeah, one stop providing Norway obviously is the goal here. Can't see anyone really having much variation on the strategy. Such a short race, it's not really worthwhile going for anything else.
I agree. Oh my god, I've got the F1 logo in there. That's bad. That might mean the stream gets cut off later, but that's all right.
Never mind.
Would it definitely get banned, or?
Probably. I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it is what it is. Oh well, we can always cut out. We can always start from here. So welcome to Monza. Here we are with 11 minutes left of the session, and who's going to be first out on track? Usually it's Ash Best in the McLaren, in the Honda powered car. I don't think he's going to be having too much fun out there tonight.
No, definitely not. He is the current championship leader. I think he has a 16-point advantage at the moment. But I believe he's missing a few races at the end of the season, so might not be up there for too much longer. But either way, he is the championship leader at the moment, and he is out first again.
Yeah, but one man I think we should definitely give the airtime to is Jack Tyler. Everybody's sending him, you know, their well wishes ahead of this race. He's got, having a tough, day with family issues, and he's sporting a black helmet here today for Scuderia Ferrari. It's an emotional affair in front of the Tifosi, and Jack Tyler definitely warming up at Ferrari as he soaks in the atmosphere ahead of what will be an emotional race for this young man.
Yep, definitely. He's yet to score some points, any points this season, really. It's only him and JP Greenwood who can say that, so he's had a fair few less races, of course. Yeah, he'll be hoping to get his first points to really have a good race as a nice tribute, I think.
Yeah, agree with you there, and we can just see here lack of grip on his outlet. I don't know what tyres he's on. He's on the red, so he's
on the supers, I think.
No, that's good. That's what you want to see him on. And there was no race spread for Monza in the FP League, surprisingly. So,
I mean, I know AMS has been a bit lax on doing the race spreads recently. Haven't been coming up until about Monday or Tuesday, but not putting them up at all. Not really what you want to see. You want to see more foreign participation, not less.
Yeah, and luckily people on Twitter are well informed about how the league's going at the moment, so that's good news. And Anthony Haig says that he hopes it's wet. He's got no pace in the dry, and he says, "Oh yay!" So I'm guessing that it is going to be raining the race as Jack Tyler goes into the grass on his outlet, and that is not what he wanted. Not what he wanted. Overshot it, didn't he?
Yeah, it's very easy to do, especially when you're just getting your eye in, run wide, and then you're into the gravel track. And it's a bit frustrating, but you've still got plenty of time to put in another lap or two.
Yeah, we'll go back with championship leader Ash Best now. So.
Yeah, let's see. He'll be on our lap now. He's just coming down the second DRS straight. I really should get up what that's called. Okay. So he's just coming up the exit of the Scari now. Just coming up the back straight before Parabolica. Let's see how he. See what time will he do. I mean, he's not going to be flying out there with that McLaren Honda engine, but as Wacko is indeed the person who sets the first time for 121.8, but it will be Ash Best to cross the line now. The championship lead with 22.4, 6/10 off the Haas car, and then Chicken Owens immediately beats that to 22.2. So yeah, Ash Best really looks to be struggling out there, unsurprisingly.
I'll see who else is out there. Haig's out there. I know Joel's a little bit further down the road, so Big C does go second, but we're going to ride on board here with Warren Haig, third in the standings. In the Haas, he's been moaning about his car selection. You know, some people feel he should deserve a faster car, and he also feels he should deserve a faster car. Maybe a Williams or a Force India for this one. So Haig, you know, a little bit frustrated down the Haas. And it's only 6th at the moment, so hopefully, you know, he'll go better for the race if it is going to rain. But where's Jolyon and Manu? He's gone third.
Oh, it's very good for the man who currently sits second in the Drivers' Championship, I believe, and you know, he's looking to win the title. Of course, he's in that. Is he in a Renault? That's a very good time if you're in a Renault.
Yeah.
It's the two Renaults lying second and third there behind Rocco. And to just point on Morgan here. Yeah, you may say that he should have a slightly quicker car, but he does keep picking up the points, and he is still very much in the title fight at the moment. So
Yeah, and Ugi Zima only good enough for 7th there.
yep, and what car is he? He's in the other McLaren Honda, so yeah, that really shouldn't be too much of a surprise. We are expecting those two cars to be down the bottom of the field.
And Jack Tyler, oh my goodness me, I'm just seeing a car go really wide, and the Tifosi have their heart in their mouth, and Jack Tyler cannot get a lap together. But one man who is going to get a lap together, well, he's not, it's Mr. Grumpy. But can QPR Beasts overturn the form book in the Red Bull? Some feel that car's too quick for him, and he's starting a flying lap now. So a lot of drivers still in the pits yet to set a time. What do you think about that, Hulk?
Yeah, it seems to be an interesting strategy. I'm not quite sure why you wouldn't go for 2 runs. It seems a bit bizarre, but I don't know, maybe they just felt that wasn't really worth finishing, so they might as well just box and go again. Maybe they invalidated it, I don't really know, but yeah. It's a peculiar strategy to say the least.
Yeah, definitely. And look at that, QPRB. Sorry to
No, the same Flying Foam did have his lap invalidated, so he's one of those, but it looked like he's going for a second flying lap. And yeah, QPR Beast, he's 1100ths up on the quickest time at the moment, it looks like.
Yeah, I've been a bit lackluster sharing the stream. I'm really bad at doing this. I end up doing it all throughout quali, so I'll share it in the PSN chats. But wow, the QPR Beast looking really hooked up through the Iscari, if that's what it's called, as he comes down the back straight, brakes into the 50-metre board there as he goes into Parabolica, and that Red Bull has got the grip. Has it got the power on exit? It's got enough power. It's got enough as he drives to the line, shortest run, and it's pole.
Yeah, it's pole by just over a tenth of a, well, just under a tenth of a second, in fact. And yeah, people were saying, is that car too quick for him? And at the moment, well, it's very tight, so but it's definitely worked for him.
No, it's a brilliant lap time. And Flying Frame also yet to set a lap time. Will he get one together? Yeah.
Well, we're about to find out. Is he gonna? Yeah, he comes into the pits and said,
hang on a minute, somebody else is out there. It's JP Greenwood. It's JP Greenwood. I think we could get a lap on board with him, couldn't we? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, this is only his out lap though. He's not yet on a racing lap, so a flying lap rather. So.
Yeah, but he is the only one who's out there at the moment, so we could get a good sighting of him.
Yep, still yet to score a point this season. We hoping to change that here. Surely one of his better chances. He did, of course, miss the last race in rather agonising fashion. About 20 seconds too late.
Yeah, and JP Greenwood, he did get his best result in the F5 League, a 4th place. And you know, he really is delighted. He's a man who is on cloud 9. JP Greenwood is on cloud 9, and Toto Wolff, you know, he is absolutely beaming with what JP Greenwood has produced in recent times, and now it's his moment to shine again as the Tifosi boo JP Greenwood as he goes down the main straight, struggling to keep the car in a straight line. This man is on fire here, Hulk.
Yes, he is. His confidence must be sky high as he heads into the first corner, the first chicane there. Now, onto this corner, which is Curva Grande, I believe. Let's see what his first sector time will be. Just about to come up to the first sector split, I believe, and he will be hoping to get somewhere a bit higher. Is 26.6. I don't know how competitive that is, but yeah, he'll keep pushing. Hopefully, get up into. Well, I'm sure he'd be delighted if he got into the top 10.
Yeah, and look at that, he just wafts a bit of grass on his way. JP Greenwood is absolutely pushing. This will be one of his best opportunities to guzzle up some cars and lower power. There's yellow flags out there, but JP Greenwood really enjoying the basking sunshine here at Monza, and he's looking hooked up as he goes through the Ascari. Has a few by every corner, takes the Michael Schumacher line while he's at it. And now he needs to get the Parabolica absolutely spot on. There's other drivers out there on flying laps as well. Chicken Owens, Joel, AMS and Oogie. But here we go, JP Greenwood. He needs to get this right here. Takes the shortest run. No, he doesn't. And he goes 10th. JP Greenwood only 1.4 seconds off pole. Not a bad lap time. But we've got to turn our attentions to Mr. Grumpy, who I don't think improved. Only goes 9th. So we've got to look at some of the title contenders here. So Jolian Emmanuel, I think he's on that. Not particularly sure.
Let's see. He is on a lap, in fact, in that Renault. So yeah, we should probably stay on board with him at the moment as he heads down into the sky. And yep, he's taking all as much curve as he possibly can get away with there as he heads now down on the run towards the final corner, Parabolica. Gonna brake just at the end of this AstroTurf here, around the 50 metre board, brakes hard to there, the outside, the just part of the track, where he accelerates hard up towards the line to see is he going to improve. I don't think he is. And yeah, no, there's a poor lap from him, a full second down as best. And, let's see who else is on a lap.
Chicken Owens crossing the line here for Force Indy. Can he go faster? It's a good car to have around here, and I think he must have invalidated that time. Ash Best is also out there. Haig as well. We need to see where Haig is. Haig's just starting his lap, so we go back on board with Ash Best for the time being. Don't know where Big C's aborted his effort. So Joel's still in that, but we'll go back on board with Ash Best. This is one of the men to beat here. QPR Beast on pole from CC Brain and Wacko. But CC Brain takes pole in the Williams.
By 4/10 of a second, that's a brilliant lap from him. And Aspesh is going to cross the line here. I'm not sure if he's going to improve. We're about to find out. No, he doesn't improve. He's 10th down, in fact, but he does have time for another lap if he can push hard enough. If he has enough fuel on board.
Yeah, and we've got to turn our attentions to Warren Haig. I don't know who else is out there. Joel! Mr. Grumpy's gone 6th. Flying Throne's gone 4th. There's a car off there. Joel, I don't think can improve. He's retiring. Where's Haig? Haig's also gone in. So this qualifying session is all kicking off. Drivers are flying about everywhere. What about JP Greenwood? He's had enough.
Yeah, he's not on a lap. He's a full 20 seconds down as well. But Wacko, you see, and goes. He's a few tenths down though. I'm not sure if he's going to improve. It's going to have to be a mighty final sector for him to get anywhere near that pole position time.
Yeah, and I think AMS is also out there, and as well as Oogie Azim, so it'd be good to see where they are. But Wacko is driving to the line here for Haas. I don't know if he's got much more in the locker. He doesn't. What about AMS? He's further down the line, so we'll have to see.
Is there anyone else?
Dano, no. AMS is out. So Ash Best, I think, he's gone for another effort, has he? Yes, he has. Can he crack the top 10? No, he can't. He improves, but he just can't do it. And look at that, AMS out of the session. What about Juho Finn? 16. Yeah. 16.
Not really pushing very hard in those soft tyres, so not particularly surprised that he ends up in last place.
Yeah, and Tifosi will be absolutely devastated. But they've got a car in the top 10 with Jack Tyler and Dano's 13th here, so on pole position, CC Brain from QPR Beast, Wacko in 3rd, Flying Throne 4th, Big C 5th, Chickenone 6th, Mr. Grumpy 7th, Jolien Imanu 8th in the Renault, so he's won the title contenders. So it's Jack 9th, AMS 10th, and then Ash Best, Haig, Dano, JP, Oogie Azim, horrendous, and Juho Finn rounding out the qualifying session.
Yep, we've got a lot of the title contenders further down the field than they might have hoped to be, so they're going to try and have to fight their way through as best they can.
Yeah.
And it is soaking wet in this race, and that's going to help out some of those cars with less power. So I'm sure they'll be rather happy with this.
Yeah, and I'm sure the nerves will be jangling here for a few drivers, Hulk. You know, whatever conditions, you know what can happen in these conditions. It's so easy to lock up and make a mistake down into turn 1. You know, we got fans, you know, there on top of the pit garage, and you know, only half of them have got umbrellas, so fans were not ready for this. Will the drivers be ready for this?
Well, you'd have to hope so. I'm sure some of them were banking on the rain happening. We know for certain that Warren Haig was, and it's went in his favour this time. So I'd like to think that most of them are prepared for the rain, whether they can keep it together side by side. The lights.
Yeah. It's 5 lights, and we are underway here under the torrential rain of Monza. The lights came around very quickly, and Oogie Azim hasn't made a good start. For some reason I'm on board with Oogie, so oh my goodness, what's happening here? But we're back on board here. QPR Beast goes down the inside there, and wow, look at that, look how slow. Oh my goodness me, there's a car on top of one another. I have not seen a race start like that before. So scratching QPR Beast's head there was CC Brain, and further behind, Gio Finn's made a good start up into 12th, and look at that, Wako trying around the outside. He cuts the corner. Will he give that position back? Surely, yes he does. And Mr. Grumpy has made a good start as well. So we'll look at the position changes. Jack Tyler up to 6th in the Ferrari, so good start for him as well. And he's having a go. He's having a go at Frome for 5th. This race means a lot for him. And look at that, what an overtake.
Yeah, an overtake into the Lesmore. That was a fantastic move from Jack Tyler, already up in the 5th position. That's 4 places gained off the start. And yet, just going into turn 1, that was one of the Red Bulls actually collided with each other. They had their flying foam nudged the back of QPR Beast, which ended up pushing them wide, and may have hampered ended up causing that collision between the Williams and the Red Bull.
Deary me, but Jack Tyler's lost the position to Chicken Owens there, and wonder what Jack's going to do. Is he going to go for back for it? Look at the grip and traction he's got out of there. Jack Tyler absolutely pushing. He's sporting a black helmet here. The fans are on his side. Can he have a go back at Chicken Owens down the straight? I think QPR Beast further up the road is also involved in tussle, so we'll keep an eye on that as well. But oh, hang on a minute, what's happening there? Up the road, sorry, QPR Beast has made a move on CC Brain, went through his vehicle. I haven't seen anything like that before, Hulk.
Yeah, there appears to be some sort of lag issues going on at the moment. We're seeing some rather interesting collisions between cars, which really shouldn't be happening, but yeah, QPR Beast has now jumped CC Brain into the lead, and Chicken Owens was able to hold off Jack Tyler down the pit straight there. So at the moment it all looks like line stand, although Ash Best is looking at 9th place. If he can jump past AMS, his F1 teammate in the Toro Rosso, going side by side through both the Lesmores here.
Ooh, AMS doesn't want to give it up. He lost the title to Ash Best, remember, last season, so obviously AMS will be fighting this one personally. This will mean a lot to AMS to keep Ash Best behind and to detriment any chances Ash has got at the title. He tries to go for it down the inside. AMS says no way, closes the door. Fair play. But as Ash Best got the run back out, he doesn't. Ash Best really struggling to keep it together on the power here. Jack Tyler up the road, meanwhile he's having to go back at Chicken, but we're still on board here with Ash Best, and he will have to stay behind. But we're just going to have a look. Oh, we're not. We're going to stay with Ash. He's going to have a go at AMS. Look at that brilliant cut back, and look at that Joel in front as well, having a poor exit. So this is all going to be the power battle here down the straight. Honda versus Renault engine. and AMS has got more downforce there, and there is a problem.
Apparently we're restarting the lobby. Maybe because of those connection issues.
Oh no!
Yeah, apparently we're being told there's a glitched lobby, and so we're restarting entirely after 3 laps. So that would explain some of the weird collisions that we've been having, and yeah. So looks like we're having another FPV start.
Well, there's a problem there. There's a runner off in the background, but it is a restart. It is a restart, and we've already got 99 comments in the chat. So a lot of people, you know, definitely not afraid to air their views. And well, this one looks like it's going to be a full wet one, and you know, if you're sitting around, you might as well put the kettle on, because this could be a very long Italian Grand Prix. I think the restart has happened because there's some lag or glitch issues internally, so we'll wait to find out about them. But I wonder if we could get a driver or two in Hulk while we wait. Maybe
that wouldn't be a bad idea.
Maybe QPR Beasts or Jolian and Manu, we could get their thoughts, you know, because this is an emotional and stressful time for them, you know.
That's not a bad idea. If we can, as the red flag descended, I suppose we can call it, the drivers don't have much to do, so.
Yeah.
We literally have nothing to do, so
yeah.
Sorry about this.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, how many restarts have we had in FP? It's a lot.
It seems to happen every time you commentate with me, Hulk. But that's all right. So while we wait, you might be looking at the side of my screen there. So people on my friends list who've been, you know, doing well. So Shoaib Zafar, one of the drivers, I believe, in F3, 0 podium finishes. Powdy, his average qualifying position 1.26. I think he's usually outside the top 10 in the F1 leagues. And Frizzler Stock's only driven 2 kilometres. So just one moment, I'm just joined this lobby.
Hello. Yeah.
You're right.
Hello,
Done.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah, so we couldn't really tell what the issues were in the lobby, other than some seeming lag issues. So can you tell us exactly what was going on?
There was a lot of desync. CC at the start was on my screen and then just disappeared for a couple of laps and came back right at the end. But his car wasn't there after the start. And then engine sounds were gone for, you know, Big C and Grumpy. It's just it was a glitch lobby. Yeah, not good. Lag, you know.
And I noted at one point, Louis, there was a car on top of you at one moment with CC
Really?
Grain at the start, and we were worrying that, you know, the scratch on the head might have been too much. Was you at all frightened at that stage that you could find yourself DNF'd?
Yeah, I was really frightened, but on my screen I wasn't, you know, above, like, riding CC's car at all. Like, he wasn't above me, you know. I was just going to someone. I did outbrake myself a bit and kind of went over the curb, but yeah, I was confused.
Yeah.
Alright.
Hulk, any further questions?
Yeah, just on the weather, was it supposed to rain for the entire race, or was it supposed to get dry at any point? Or?
No, it looks like it's going to be into the whole race, but now the lobby is going to be set, obviously, on the conditions it was, so heavy rain all the way through. It might actually be wet this time, because I don't know why it was inters last time. It was stupid, the fact it's on heavy rain, and they want us to sell on inters, you know, silly.
Okay, no, thank you very much for joining us.
Rain all the way through.
Yeah, alright. And all the best for the race. We know you're on pole, and
Cheers.
you know, we'll wish you all the best.
Second,
yeah, that's the one. Sorry, I forget easily. Good luck.
Alright,
Good luck.
cheers.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
And reports from JPTV, he could have won that. He says he could have won it.
He's always ambitious.
Yeah.
Not sure how accurate he is, but you know, we'll say he's got another chance if he really believes he can do it. He's got another chance now.
Yeah, and we'll just wait for the session to get underway again. So we're both in spectators, and yeah.
Not sure if we're waiting on anyone or.
No, don't know.
Well, waiting on Joe thing. I think there was 16 races, so we're waiting for one more person. I'm not sure who though.
Yes. We've got both Mercedes here. There's a Williams missing, don't know who's in that. There's a Renault, so Jolien and Manu has not made it into the session. That could be devastating. That could be absolutely
Well, he's just arrived now, so.
Oh, that's good. So title contender, Jolien and Manu, obviously. So he'll be looking for a good race, but wet weather conditions, will actually favour those in lower powered cars to some degree. They might not be able to make overtakes, but they'll feel a lot more stable through some of the tricky corners.
Yeah, one person who will be quite relieved on that we're having a restart is Flying Form, who had a pit on that one and find himself at the very back of the grid, so he'll be happy to be able to start that over and hopefully not cause another incident.
Yeah. Well, drivers are starting to ready up. They're making their feelings known. They want this race to start and they want it to finish. Oh, well, I've got police sirens outside the window, so I'm not gonna shut it.
It's all happening.
Yeah, and the countdown has begun. No, it hasn't. So, will the FP League admins come under scrutiny for the delayed start? I mean, it's out of their control. But
yeah, maybe they need to pick another host or something. I don't know. It seems to happen a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of our viewers are very disenchanted with the current game, saying they're not racing until the F1 2018 game, so making their feelings known. But it is going to be a titanic battle in the championship. I'm just going to see who's on what points, because I know it's very tight. I know Joel's 16 points adrift for Ash Best, but this is Ash Best's last race before he heads off. So Jolien Manu is currently second on 48 points, so Ash Best leads with 64. Warren Haig third with 44 points. Ugi Azim and AMS both on 43 points, and they're fourth and fifth in the standings. So, they could definitely be dark horses here. So Joel needs to make sure he finishes ahead of the pair of them, and the same goes for Haig.
Yep, and all of them need to make sure they're finished ahead of Ash. I mean, though he's not attending the last 3 races, if he manages to build up enough of the lead, it might be difficult for him to overcome, especially if they're not put in favourable cars for the last 3 races. It appears to be sunny.
I am absolutely shocked. I'm absolutely shocked.
Right, so having another third restart, second restart rather.
Yeah, I mean...
Well done, whoever, I'm not sure who organised this.
Yeah, well, 2 restarts in a row, then. I don't think it's the first time we've had to restart twice, in the FP League, so we apologise to our viewers. If I were you watching this stream, I would have turned off by now, to be honest. So, okay, this isn't the real start, by the way. So, yeah.
That's it. This is getting more frustrating.
I wish it was actually dry, to be honest. The quicker the race ends, the better, in my opinion. But, yeah.
Let's see you committed to this role.
So it is another restart, so we'll put that in the chat. So I don't think I've got anything to really add, Hulk, at the moment. We're just waiting again.
Not that there's nothing to add now. I mean, we've said everything, and
Yeah, I mean,
nothing can be done.
exactly. So, more driver interviews.
Sack the host.
Yeah, get JP in. I'll get JP in if you can. I think we need someone like he can keep our energy levels a bit higher. So I think it'll be amazing if we got a word with JP. I mean, even if we get him in the lobby throughout the race, I mean, that could work.
Well, hopefully he's finishing the race.
Yeah, hopefully.
JP here.
Yay. So, what happened to restart again? Any comments? Maybe on the horse, maybe on anything?
It's just a comedy of errors, isn't it? It's just embarrassing for the PSGL. I mean, 2 restarts. I don't know. I probably would have won the first race, and that's why they obviously restarted. And yeah, and obviously someone forgot to change the weather the second time. So yeah, just one of those things. Yeah, just probably people sticking on Lord of the Rings trilogy now or something, and that'll probably be finished before they get to the end of this race.
Fair enough. So, what are your aims for the race now? Do you think? Do you think you can score points or finish a race or?
I don't know. It's wet all race, isn't it? So it's going to be tricky. I just wanted, yeah. I just at a stage of the season now, I'm just practicing for the F5 race. To be honest, probably not going to score any points for the rest of the season, and it is embarrassing. But I'm content with it, to be honest. And yeah, I'm just getting on with it.
Okay, and JP, I'm just going to ask you something.
Yeah.
You know, how do you feel emotionally ahead of this race?
I'm still buzzing from Saturday night, to be honest. But yeah, I just want to get this race over and done with, to be honest. Just try and bring the car home, really. I don't want to crash out, really, because you must be getting bored of speaking to me now, to be honest. So I just want to bring the car home. I don't think points is realistic with the quality of the field, to be honest. But you never know.
No, you never know, JP. And you know, while we're waiting for the lobby to get underway, which I'm sure it will very shortly, you know, we've got a lot of fans who are rooting for you on the stream today. They're absolutely loving what you have to offer, and they really want to see you get points. Your people are still watching. So you know, what can you do here today? Can you realistically score points? I know you've been asked this question before, but what can you do it for the viewers?
I think given the straight line speed of that Mercedes, it's probably the best opportunity I'm going to have. But with the weather, it's going to be a hard race. I'll just 100% concentration throughout the race. But obviously, people battling in front of me, they could trip over each other, and I could capitalise on that. So I'm going to try and do my best for my fans, because I know I've got quite a few of them out there. But so what I'm going to do is promise that I'll do my best for them. No,
thank you very much, JP. I'm sure we'll speak to you halfway during the race.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Cheers, Aaron.
No, good luck. Wishing you all the best.
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan. Massive fan.
Cheers, mate.
All right.
Cheers, mate. I appreciate that.
No, that's fine. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Right, now hopefully this time it will be raining.
Yeah, we hope so. So, take 3 of Monza.
Yeah, if it fails this time, I mean, we can only have a maximum of 3 restarts. So.
Yeah, I mean, it is a big race for those title contenders. I said Joel, Haig, and Ash Best. I had to think for a while as to who was in the top three, but those are the three, and it is full wet conditions this time around. So
finally.
hey, so the time is 20:37. I think we might need to limit the number of people we get in for the post-race interviews.
Maybe.
But
We're not inviting the entire grid this time. Maybe just the anyone who can get the interview over within a sentence or so.
Yeah, that's who you want. So Jack Tyler is going to be quite emotional in this race as well. So he's sporting a black helmet for Ferrari. And obviously Joe Lianamanu, who's, I believe, who's 8th on the grid here for Renault. He'll be hoping for some good points. But it is CC Brain and QPR Beasts on the front row here today. Let's hope the race start goes better this time around.
Yep. Hopefully there's no more glitches, no more incidents. Just some good racing in the wet. 10 seconds to go until the race starts.
Yeah. The monsoon conditions drown out the noise of the Tifosi. And it's 5 lights. And we are away. And CC Brain gets a good start, as does Big C. And I believe there's a collision in the background between a Red Bull and a Renault. I believe that must be Jolyon and Manu. But CC Brain gets away well. Wacko gets a good start. And QPR Beast losing a position off the line. So that is a very, very interesting race start. And there are drivers everywhere.
Yeah, I don't quite know what's happened there. I know that Flying Home did jump the start, which might explain. I'm not entirely sure how the incident was caused though, because he didn't seem to get away whatsoever. And there are lots of penalties being awarded already. We've got a few 5-second penalties for corner cutting, and but overall, CC Brain is still in the league. QPR Beast has dropped 1 position.
Yeah.
And Jack Tyler's made a really good start. He's up to 6th place.
And what about JP Greenwood? He's up into 10th, nice and early, but QPR Beast losing a position at the start. We need to have a look at what happened to Joel. We need to have a look because Jolyon and Manu just didn't get the best start. It's a championship battle for him. He will be absolutely fuming. Now he needs to make sure he gets past JP Greenwood as quick as possible, and JP defends the inside. This is for the final point scoring position on the opening lap. I think QPR Beast up the road is having a slingshot, so we will look at that as Jack Tyler loses a few positions. So, oh, Jack Tyler, he's lost a few. Oh my goodness, I think he's made collision with his teammate Dano. So Dano was pushed a bit by Jack Tyler, who's going to have to make a pit stop. So it's all kicking off here. We'll go on board the QPR Beast. He's having a run down at Wacko, but he thinks better of it. Hulk, there's a lot going on here.
There is indeed, and as everyone files down the first corner, Ashbeth looking on the outside of EMS. These two were battling in the first race, and now they're having another battle here, side by side for 7th position at the moment. EMS looks to get a good exit out of the first chicane there.
Yeah,
down the
Jack
curve.
Tyler's out.
Randy,
Oh!
and what just happened there?
I don't know, there's a bit of lag there. Look at that, Joel can't get the braking spot on, and he's made a move there on Ashbest. What a phenomenal overtake, but he lets Ashbest go. He knows he's missed his braking, so Joel, behaving really well.
That is always what you want to see if you make a mistake and get in a position unfairly to let the other car back through.
Well, I thought it was a good overtake.
He did. There was a fair bit of contact, let's say.
Yeah, I agree. But the top three, they're very, very close to each other, so we might not be able to cover the midfield as much as we want. And look at that. Wacko and QPR Beasts are taking us through this hole.
Yeah, it was a very, very good exit from QPR Beasts, and can he out-brake Wacko into Parabolica? It looks like he couldn't, but then on the second page it looks like he's getting a much better exit onto the pit straight. Ooh, tiny bit of contact between the two there, but nothing that really impacts them. Now QPR Beast squeezing Wacko down on the pit straight. He's going to have the outside line. He's almost He's still ahead, and Rocco with that superior Ferrari engine, trying to outpace the Red Bull, but wasn't able to. He's going to get a bit of exit out with the first chicane, and yeah, it doesn't look like it. QPRB's looks to have made that move right now, unless Rocco's going to make a dive bomb into this second chicane, which he might well do here actually.
Ooh, thinks better of it. Can QPRB slow it down? He does. But Wacko gets the traction out of the corner. But no, QPRB has it covered. But Joel has made a move here on title contender Ash Best. And look at that. He swerves across the track. Surely Ash Best can't keep his nose into his corner. Oh, I think Joel was generous leaving him space, but he had to there. So Ash Best keeping his nose into these corners. And look at that. Oh, a little bit of contact. But Joel has managed to stick it around the outside. Fair play to the both of them there. None of them giving up that position.
None of them ever knowing when to say quit, and all of this has allowed EMS to build a bit of a gap behind them. They were running pretty much line astern, but now EMS pulled a couple of seconds gap, and Joel will be hoping to drive away from Ash Best, who is championship leader. Joel is the closest rival to him and needs to gain as many points as he possibly can.
Yeah, I just wonder who else is out there. AMS and Chickenose, they're also having a battle. I don't see this one having too many legs on them. So JP Greenwood will have a lot of power compared to Ash Best down this straight here, the battle for ninth. So you just wonder, will anything happen here? Obviously Warren Haig behind as well, title contender as well. And Ugi Azim is on the intermediate, strangely. What do you make of that?
I'm not sure. I think he might have made a mistake, and I think he's coming back into the full wets.
And Juho Finn picks up a 5-second stop go Hulk. So he just ran across turn 1 there, so Juho not making a good start either, and we'll go back to the battle up front.
Yep, this battle for the lead here between the Williams, Red Bull and the Haas car of Wacko. And yeah, it looks like they're all, well, they haven't spread out exactly, but they're not running side by side through every corner anymore. It's just calmed down. Yeah, it's calmed down a little bit. They're calmed down a bit between the three of them.
Yeah, and just while we were looking at that, JP Greenwood pulls aside there for Warren Haig, so I don't know whether there's been a brown envelope exchanged between Gene Haas and Toto Wolff there to get the job done for Warren Haig, who moves up into P10 into that final point. Obviously one of the title contenders here today, and we will go back to the battle up front. We'll go on board with Wacko here. In fact, we'll go on board with QPRB, so he has got a little bit of a run. Obviously CC will have that advantage down the straight, but QPRB will have that grip advantage. He seeks the dirt to clear himself from the dirty air here.
Not just the dirt, yeah, but the spray in this weather is going to be unbelievable. Barely see breaking point or anything ahead of you really, so as far as it wants to pull out of that, and let's see, can QPRB get a good run through the Curva Grande, looking at the inside of the chicane. I don't think it's alongside really. He's going to have to follow for another lap.
Ooh, Wacko's just gone flying off the track. Joel's made a move on AMS meanwhile, so Jolie Animanu enjoying the conditions. AMS getting better traction out of the corner. Joel defends the inside there, protecting that P7. So Jolie Animanu, renowned for being a wet weather specialist, has made inroads, and we'll go back on board with QPRB, who is absolutely plying the trade here on CC Brain. Hulk.
He is indeed. He's less than 2 tenths behind, but he still can't make a move into Ascari. I wouldn't really want to do it on the wet anyway, but if you can get a good exit here, you might have a look up in the Parabolica. I can barely see anything due to the spray. Jack Dye will leave the session. That's a 10-second penalty for him for next race. And QPRB's looked at the inside of the Parabolica. You can't really get the. He's not looking particularly strong on the brakes here. You can't really make a move.
Better on traction though. He's better on traction, and will he be all right here in the slipstream? Maybe not that much, but he could have a go down to turn 1. I think he'll probably sit behind. He's not close enough into the braking zone to have a go in wet weather conditions, so I'm sure he'll just bide his time and wait for a CC Brain error or a mistake. But QPRB's trying to use the kart in line there to try and get some traction in the Red Bull. CC Brain has got his car exactly where he wants it, and it's going to be very, very difficult for an overtake to be made. Meanwhile, Big C stuck behind the Force India of Mr. Grumpy. I know they both exchanged words prior to the race. AMS, meanwhile, is putting Jolien and Manu under pressure for 7th. AMS also one of the title contenders here today.
Yep, Joel made a bit of a mistake out of about turn 1. Got a bit squirrely on the exit, and that's allowed AMS to catch up, and he's right behind him again here, and I'm not sure if he's not going to be close enough to make a move into Les Moors. I'm not sure if he'd want to do that anyway. But they both have the same engine, so with the slipstream, AMS might well be able to make a move at some point.
Yeah, and QPR Beast is still behind CC Brain, but he's got a better run there out of the Ascari, corrects the slide, but yeah, it's not going to be good enough. And Joel picks up a penalty. That is not what he wanted. That's not what he wanted so early in the race.
Yeah, so early, and when he's so close to all the cars behind him, he's going to drop tons of positions with that. Big C looks to have made a mistake, and he's dropped behind Chicken Holmes. He was right in the back of Grumpy at one point.
Yeah. So Big C making errors there, and Chicken Holmes is through. So Big C, not a good start for him. I wonder whether there'll be Renault team orders here for 6th and 7th. Obviously, Big C will not want to get in the way of his teammate Joel, who's fighting for a title. As look at that, the car, he's struggling to slow the car down, isn't he? And look at that, Joel's catching up to the back of Big C. So Big C might need to yield way here.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd be happy to do that. He wants to see his teammate win the title if he can, and the best way to do that at the moment would be to ensure he gets as many points as possible and let him through. But because he's so close to the cars behind him, he's just hopped over the fit and chicane there. That's probably what he want to do. Because the cars behind are so close, it's a bit risky to swap places at the moment.
Yeah, it is very risky, but Jolien Amino keeping himself very, very, very tidy. And Big C here, can he get the power? No, he can't. So Chicken Owens in the Force India again, a very, very strong car. And Wacko picks up a penalty. He's half a second behind QPR Beast. So we will have another look at the battle up front to see whether anything's changing. But it's looking very static at the moment for basically across the grid. So, I mean... Yep.
Now that Jack Tyler has left the lobby, there's probably going to be a slipstream.
Oh, Wacko! Wacko's off! Wacko's off! Wacko has lost it, and he's lost his wing, and Mr. Grumpy is up into the podium position. Look at that, the Haas reversing dangerously back on track. And will Jolien and Manu say to Big C, it's time for me to move up. It's time for me to move up to P5. Big C goes to the inside, and will he yield? He does. Team orders at Renault, and Jolien and Manu moves up into 5th place with a 3-second time penalty. So Big C might need to do some defending to give Joel that buffer that he needs. So Joel will now rail on here, the wet weather specialist, moving up to P5, and Wacko is out of this race. Hulk.
Yeah, that was a very well executed piece of team orders between the Renault drivers there. Put Joel up at the 5th place now after Wacko's crash. And it didn't look like he was going to be retired, but he reversed and then drove into the wall again, and that looks to be what finally finished the car off.
Yeah, and Big C has slowed himself right down here. So AMS is fuming. Oh my goodness, what's happening up front is QPR Beast attacking CC Brain. He's closer than he's been before, right up the rear at the moment. And Mr. Grumpy usually runs well in wet weather conditions, it's worth noting. And QPR Beast has got the slingshot here. No, he hasn't got the power. So CC Brain making life very, very difficult at the moment. And it's worth noting JP Greenwood is 10 seconds clear of Juho Finn, and he is in the points.
Yep, he's running well here. He seems to be quite confident in these conditions. I'm sure he'd be delighted if he gets his first points today. Big C is doing a fairly good job of holding up all the cars behind him and letting Joel drive off. He's already built about a 2-second gap in one lap.
Yeah, and look at that, Ash pissed all over the back of AMS as well. So, and Warren Haig isn't one afraid to go for a move, and he thinks better of it. Thinks I've got to wait for the long game. Look at that Big C, really, really slow apex speed here, playing a very tactical game, holding up the crew as Jolyon Emanu excels in 5th place. Joel has got a 3-second time penalty, so Big C will want to make it comfortable for Joel. Of all the title contenders, Joel is the lead car at this moment in time, and look at that, Big C really slowing it down. AMS goes across the curb there, and a lot of drivers failing to make the apex to retain their position. It's, you know, I don't know what the rule book would make of that whole.
Well, as long as they're giving up any advantage that they may gain, then there's no real issue with it. It's just going to slow them up really if they keep doing that.
Yeah. And yeah, look at this train behind Big C. He's not usually known for having a truly train, but he's having a lot of fun out there, isn't he?
I can imagine he is just holding people up as much as possible. You don't know that they're getting frustrated behind them, and there's not really much they can do. Everyone apart from Haig has the same or worse engine power than Big C, and Haig is at the very back of that form.
The yellow flags, but I must say, Mr. Grumpy's in the pits, but I'll tell you what, JP Greenwood is catching up to this queue. So I wonder what's happened. Has Grumpy got a wing change? No, he's got a 5-second stop go. Has he? No, they can't get the jack release. Oh no, it is a penalty. So Force India are also changing the wing. My goodness. This is a very agricultural pit stop for Mr. Grumpy, running in the podium position, and that moves Jolyon Emanu up into 4th. He's putting Chicken Owens under a lot of pressure, so we will go back on board with Joel as Chicken Owens is absolutely sliding out of the corners. Joel is looking really comfortable. If he gets into 3rd, this could be a massive race for the Renault driver. He will want to get this overtake done as soon as possible, will Joel. He will know that Big C's got a train behind him. If he can get this pass done on Chicken, he can excel. He wants to win his first ever championship on PSGL. He hasn't won a PSGL title. He's been around for 4, 5, 6, 7 years, and he's waiting for his moment here. Chicken Owens is struggling there for traction, as is Big C behind. Look at that, Chicken Owens slides. Joel goes wide, and oh, he thought he could have taken the speed, but that is a very, very good save. I do want to have...
well held from Joel. Could have been ended in tears after that, but he doesn't want to get over-eager and pass the Chicken Owens. He needs to be patient and hope that the car ahead will make a mistake, which is very possible in these conditions.
Yeah, and look at the drive. Look at the drive Joel's got out of that corner to spot. He's in a Renault, but will he have the power down the straight here? Is he going to go for a late break? I don't think Joel's going to do anything silly. I think he'll wait. He doesn't want to lose his wing. He's got good points. When you're in a title battle, you take things cautiously, and look at that. Oh, I hope he didn't chip off a bit of his wing. I think he'll slow it down right in time. And Chickens is causing problems. Ash Best there. Oh, cuts the corner, and now he has got a stop-go penalty. So title contender Ash not having a great race, is he? But Warren Haig moves
Definitely
up to
not.
7th, so that's good for Haig.
It is. It's good for all of the title contenders really. They're all ahead of Ash Best apart from... I think we're all ahead of Ash Best, unless you're going to count Ruby as a title contender, which I don't really think he is. Yeah, Ash Best not having his best race really. I mean, it was never going to be easy for him around this circuit, but I might have hoped for to be able to keep Warren Hagen in this behind him for a little bit longer.
Yeah, and Chicken Owens is what Gaming Adam Honda would describe as the proverbial cork in the bottle here, holding up Joel, but Joel's got the exit, and what an overtake there. Chicken Owens goes wide, but Jolyon Emanu, the wet weather specialist, using all of his experience available that he's accumulated over the years to make that overtake, and he is into the final podium position, and now he must plough on. He is absolutely flying out there in the Renault. Well, I say that, he's just had a little slide.
Yeah, there's been a change up at the front as well. CC Rain and QPR Beast been overtake QPR Beast and now into the lead.
Yeah, we're just going to go back on board with the Big C train here because AMS is still struggling to find a way through, but QPR Beast has made that overtake, as you said, Hulk. Do you think he'll pull away from CC, as he was getting a little bit tired behind him, wasn't he?
He did look like the quicker car, he just couldn't find a way past in the straight because of that Mercedes engine in the Williams, so it wouldn't surprise us if he pulls a fair bit of a gap quite quickly.
Yeah. And JP Greenwood 2 seconds behind Ash Best in 7th. AMS picking up penalties. So everybody's picking up tyre penalties, even Chicken Owens when he went into the pit lane. So I wonder if that message will be relayed to drivers such as Julian and Manu to take care when he goes into the pits, because it is a very hard pit lane to slow down for, obviously travelling at such high speeds.
Yep, and even more so in the wet when you're obviously not at high speeds, but it's a lot more difficult to slow the car down. And how long will it be before the drivers who have hit catch up to this train that Big C has caused?
Oh, it could happen very quickly. AMS has got a good run here on Big C, but I think Chicken Ohms and Duo Finn look like the battle that could cause some drama. Oh, I just don't know what to do. No, AMS has got a run, we've got to respect it.
Oh, there's been some contact between Chicken Owens and Duo Finn.
Oh.
Duo Finn ran wide out of the Scarby, and Chicken Owens gave him a big shunt in the rear end, and he's lost some wing because of that, I think.
Yeah, it's like Lee
Got a lot of
Cattermole.
damage on the right hand side.
It's like Lee Cattermole on a rainy day at Stoke, and look at that. What a Chicken Owens surely has to come back in to get another repair job, and that will ease the breathing space for Big C, and he picks up another penalty. So mistakes galore for Chicken Owens. Obviously did win a couple of races this season, but it's just not working out for him. AMS still tucked up behind Big C. Oh, tries a little look, but cannot make it stick. Big C really slowing it down here, isn't he?
Yep, he's running in lean as much as possible, saving so much fuel, which means on the straights nobody can really overtake him. And yep, there's not much that AMS can really do about it. Big C is driving a tremendous race defensively.
Yeah, but Big C could be under threat here from AMS. One of the most consistent drivers, still in the title battle actually, but yeah, having to stay tucked up behind Big C under these treacherous monsoon conditions.
Yep, and I really can't see how AMS is going to make his way past unless he makes a rather desperate lunge into one of these heavy braking zones. But Big C is defending superbly. He's not really allowing AMS to get alongside at any point. He's making no mistakes.
Yeah, and nobody really going into the pits, but somebody's forced a hand. Is it Warren Haig? It is Warren Haig. Haig's trying to go for the undercuts, and that could be quite tactical actually. That could be a good move in the championship battle. And JP Greenwood has also followed Haig in, so that will be interesting. Big C really slowing it down here. Will that allow Warren Haig to get the jump? Obviously Big C is helping his teammate, but Warren Haig is also a title contender.
Yep, definitely, and if Big C might realise that and speed up a little bit now in order to lessen the impact of the undercut that Warren Haig will have. It also wouldn't surprise us to see him dive into the pits after the end of this lap either.
Yeah, but you can tell Big C isn't enjoying the full wet conditions. Joel's also struggling up in third. I think he must have dipped a wheel in the gravel, so Big C really having to defend as much as he can. Look at that, the slow entry speed, slow apex speed, and very tactical in his defensive masterclass. The 7-time PSGL F1 champion and esports semi-finalist. And look at that.
You can see AMS getting more and more frustrated as he slides there and he hits. Is he going to hit the wall? I think he just about kept it out.
He did.
And very good save from AMS to keep it out of the barriers.
What a drift, and this might be the cue for Big C. Might be time to pit, but no, he stays out, so maybe these wet tyres can go to the end, and AMS will be disappointed with that slide. And CC Brain is into the pit, so it'll be interesting to see where he factors back out. He won't be in any traffic, will he? Dano's too far behind, so CC Brain will come out into clean air. If Joel was to pit, he would come out behind Dano, most likely.
If it looks like it, but you might decide that there is no need to pit. I have seen people do no stop in wet conditions around here, so it's not impossible. If you make your tyres last long enough, obviously, and it will be a lot quicker because of the sheer length of the pit lane here.
Yeah, and I know one battle that could get quite personal. If it does ignite, it's Mr. Grumpy versus Warren Haig. Both of these drivers, they do have a history of battling each other in the F4 League, which you know all about.
Yeah, but not just in the F4 League, there was a bit of battling between the two last week at Singapore, which ended up in a rather interesting stewards inquiry, which was almost immediately thrown out.
Yeah, so that might ignite later on, but we'll go back on board here now with Ash Best, who is behind Big C, who is still slowing it down here for Jolien and Manu, really taking it easy as Big C in the Renault.
Yep, and you have to admit that the driving style that Big C's adopting here, it's really going to help his tyres. He's not pushing on them whatsoever. He does, you know, if he is going, if it's there, trying to persuade Ash Best or someone to follow him in there, but doesn't manage to do so. And yeah, I wasn't surprised to see Big C not bother pitting this race.
Yeah, I think Big C's really trying to play his cards here, play a few more games while he's at it. Ash Best running very well in 4th, considering he is in a title battle. 4th wouldn't be too bad for him at this stage of the race, would it?
No, obviously not fantastic, because Joel is going to gain a fair few points in him at this race. He's going to gain 4 points, cut the gap down to 12 with 3 races to go, but yeah, it's certainly better than you might have hoped for in McLaren at Monza.
Yeah, and look at that, how Big C really taking very slow apex speeds at the moment. I wonder if his rear tyres are starting to go, because when the tyres start going in the wet weather conditions, you really do struggle to get the power down, and Ash Best getting a bit too close there to the back of Big C, who is really struggling. Look at that, he's got nothing left, like Ian Beale on EastEnders Hulk. He has got absolutely nothing left, and Ash Best is trying to find a way through. Big C struggling for traction in the full wet conditions. Look at how early he's braking and how slow he's taking the apex speeds. Look at that.
Yeah, but he's only got another 11 laps to go on these tyres. If he can hold on and get a podium, it'll be fantastic, not just for his team, but for the constructors as well. The teammate and the drivers, I should say.
Yeah, and Hulkenberg's AMS, is quite close behind watching this as well. So Big C picks up a stop-go penalty. Sorry, we just missed that. Did he just ramble on through turn 1? So that's not good for Big C. So that's going to take him out.
I'm not quite sure whether that one will be a one that might get removed or not. Might be a lot of penalties that get removed, because we've seen a few bizarre ones, 10-second penalties for a minor corner cut on that one. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise us to see those ones get removed, but if he wants that to happen, he can't pit now.
Flying Frame having a miserable race, picking up another penalty at the back of the grid. So disappointment for the Frome and Chickenhone's family, but Big C here is absolutely pushing. He's absolutely pushing.
Yeah, he's just maintaining that gap, about 4 or 5 tenths, but yeah, he's dropped about 6 seconds behind Joel now. I'm not sure if he really is driving this slowly intentionally, or whether his tyres are just about to give up.
Yeah, and rain on me is what Big C is saying, and Ash Best cannot find a way through, and AMS, I wonder if he's going to have a bite here. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. Grumpy, there's people behind the back of Juho Finn here. It's Haig and Grumpy. They're having a look. These 3 are 3 of the most experienced drivers you'll see on PSGL. 3 of the most well-respected drivers as well, and Warren Haig going around the outside of Juho Finn. Juho refusing to give way there, but I think Warren Haig will drive clean around the outside. He's got the grip, he runs out a little bit, and I wonder if Mr. Grumpy will have a little look. It could be 3 abreast here as Dano dives into the pit lane. It's the battle for P7. Warren Haig takes the outside. Mr. Grumpy has a look down the inside. Will he go for it down the braking zone? No, he doesn't. Juho locks up. Oh, a front wing end plate is missing for Mr. Grumpy. I think Haig has escaped without damage, and look at that. No space there for Grumps. He has to back off the throttle, but Warren Haig will drive around the outside, and he will hope he can get the move done. So really tight racing here, Hulk.
Yep, the smallest near cause of contact, and not really anything anyone can do about that, as Mr. Grumpy looks at the inside of Juho Finn as Juho Finn runs wide again at the second chicane there, since I allowed Mr. Monkey through, and Warren here probably wouldn't have been particularly pleased with that contact into the chicane, but did end up worked out for him rather well.
Yeah, and rather agriculturally, JP Greenwood is running in P10 at this very moment in time, trying to bring home points any way he can. He is absolutely struggling for grip here, Hulk. He is absolutely wrenching that car. You need to pass Duhofin to make sure he can get the points, but it's going to be very, very tough. And we'll go back on board with Ash Best, who is under threat here from AMS. AMS goes right against the pit wall. He will surely have the power here in the Renault-powered car. Side by side, they go. CC Brain also closing in, but AMS brakes late. He's going to go into the back of Big C. Oh, there's contact. There's a wing end plate missing. And, oh my goodness me. And CC Brain has joined the party here, Hulk. Is he going to have a move on Ashbest? He surely will. He's got the power. He's got the power and he's going to do it. I don't know what you call it. I think Mark Alamonda was calling that the Segunda yesterday. But he's making a good overtake here. Is CC Brain on Ashbest.
Yeah, that is the curve and grande that they just went through there, and yeah, CC Brain is the only one of these drivers that is actually hit for fresh tyres, so he will be mightily quick in the last 8 laps or so. You just saw that there as he got past Ashbest with absolute ease, and EMS has indeed got a fair bit of damage to his front wing there. It's not going to help him. It's going to help Big C, who was under a fair bit of pressure for the past 15 laps or so.
Yeah, and Big C will want to hold up CC Brain for as long as possible to help Jolyon and Manu out to maximise the points he can come away with from this particular race. So CC Brain in the DRS zone of AMS. AMS will want to go defensive. It is the top 6 all race in the PSGL F1 League, bearing in mind. So these 6 drivers will know each other very well. All 6 of them have got good reputations as well. So CC Brain on AMS here, Hulk. What can happen?
Well, they're all going to be into the braking zone. Downforce shouldn't matter a major amount into this, as you see. Yeah, and that didn't really make much of a difference to the wing damage to AMS's car, although it looked like CC Brain got a bit of a better exit there. On his fresh times of what you'd expect, and you have a look at the inside to the second chicane. He's getting a much better run through the Curva Grande. He's going to have a look to the outside, and yeah, he's covered up well there as EMS very nearly hits Big C once again.
Yeah, and you just saw that AMS's exit. He just recovered that, and Chicken Owens is out. Chicken Owens has lost a wheel. It's not finger licking good for KFC. It's a disaster, and DNF for Force India. Disappointment for Chicken Owens there, and we'll go back on board with this battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th place here. It really is heating up with 7 laps to go, and should Warren Hager pitted or not, I don't know. It might still work out, but it's not looking good as they drive past a stricken Force India.
Yeah, but at the moment it looks like it's a mistake to pit in this race. He's being dropped down from 2nd place to 5th now, and it's not looking likely that he's going to be able to recover that. I guess the only two, well, the fair few drivers who have been pit this race, and
Grumpy's out!
Well.
The other Force India, nightmare for Force India. Oh.
Yep, pretty much. Just obviously lost it at he lost it at the exit of Ascari, and lost his wheel there. It's unfortunate. He was running quite well early on in the race, in the podium position at one point, but he had an incredibly long pit stop, and that put him down into the lower region of the points, and now he's out. And that pushes JP Greenwood up into 9th place.
And look how close AMS gets to the back of Big C. I mean, Big C and AMS usually battle each other very frequently in the league, so they know each other very well. And Big C this time having the enjoyment up front. Will CC go for a move down here? No, he doesn't. AMS keeps his cool. But this will be interesting into the Ascari, but CC still cannot get the exit speed. Sorry, the traction on the exit there. So we're watching the 4 cars there go around the Ascari as we've been watching all race, and CC picks up a penalty. So Ash Best, I believe, is the only driver of this group who has not got a penalty so far. Don't know if I'm correct in that.
Yeah, you are correct in that. Little Big C may well get removed, because it really should have only been his second warning.
Yeah, and Ash Best will be fully aware of that he could potentially pick up a podium here. But CC Brain, will he make a move here on AMS? He's closer than he has been before. He will have to drive. AMS will go to the inside. He's got to be careful. Both drivers have got to be careful they don't out-brake themselves, because Big C has been braking very early and CC brakes late, and AMS, has he gone into the back of Big C? No, CC pushes AMS out wide and gets the move done there, gets the elbows out while he's at it, and that is fair, clean racing to make the overtake. And Ash Best having a go at AMS. Holt, take us through this.
Yeah, through the curve at Grandin now is going to be side by side down into the second chicane, and Ash Best out braking here, and yeah, EMF leaving just about enough space as they go side by side through the second chicane very nicely there. It's a very good racing between the two of them. EMS just about holds off Ash Best for 5th place.
Yeah, and Big C, could it be an easy meet here for CC Brain? I mean, nobody's found a way past Big C, but surely CC will have a lot more power down the straight.
A lot more power and a lot fresher tyres. It'll be very difficult for Big C to hold them off. Well, if anyone, although he has been defending incredibly well this race, so I wouldn't surprise if he can in the last 5 laps or so.
Yeah, and it's worth noting that JP Greenwood is currently running in 9th, closing in on the back of Juho Finn, and he is on to score his first points of the season and in full wet conditions. That will be a hell of a result.
Yep,
It's amazing what one race can do for you.
Yep. Bring the car home and he'll get his first points. Bodano is probably closing in relatively quickly, so...
Big C has surprisingly got a good straight line speed, so CC has been attacking cars down into this first sector mainly. So Big C keeping it started together, and I think Joel will most likely walk away here with second unless a CC finds a way through.
I think even then it's a big gap to close with 5 laps to go, 4 laps to go even. 4.5. Yeah, and I can't see him closing that there. It'll be 9 seconds in the remaining laps. So it looks like Joe, if he can just bring the car home, will have second position, and that will be 6 points gained on 7 points gained on Ash.
Yeah, and shall we show who hasn't pitted? And we don't usually look at that, but stops. So QPR Beast, Joel, Big C, AMS, Ash Best, Juho Finn yet to stop. So thank you for that, Mark Alamonda. So yeah, a few cars yet to make stops. So Juho Finn playing a very tactical game, could walk away with 8th place at this moment in time. But look at this, CC Brain all over the back of Big C.
Yep, is he going to have a look up the inside of Power Water? He thinks better of it. You're going to have to get a good excess out of the at the end of
they're both in trouble. They're both in trouble. Big C is 100% in trouble, and he leaves the inside open. Big C, I know, will not want to give this position up for a fact. Will he go back down the inside? No, they're going to go for it on the braking, and CC Brain has got the move done and dusted.
Yep, that's what far better tyres gets you at this stage in the race. Obviously, Big C been on those tyres since, I believe, lap. Well, I don't think he has to pit at all, so... And CC Brain did make his pit stop at some point. Can't quite think it was about lap 15 or so they're much fresher tyres.
Yeah. And I know that the battle for 8th, 9th and 10th is heating up. Have any of Juho Finn, JP or Dano got any penalties? Just out of curiosity.
I'm not quite sure. I think Dano might have one. I'll have a look.
Because JP is catching to the back of Juho Finn. That could be one of our next on-track battles. AMS and Ash Best are still going at a hammer and tongs, but that one doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon.
Juho Finn has a 5-second penalty and Dano has a 10-second penalty, which I'm not sure whether they'll stay in place or not.
And what about JP? Nothing. Good drive then.
Yeah, he's got no warnings at all even. And CC Brain went completely wide at the exit of the Scary, and that's allowed Big C to get back through into third place.
Like taking candy from a baby, so CC will have to do it all over again. And yeah, Big C will be delighted with that, but I don't know what it will mean for their finishing positions, because there are some penalties in play as well. As we look at the winners and losers, meanwhile, from this race here, Hulk and CC locks up. No, he slows it down. But the winners and losers here, Jolian Imanu has gained 6 places off the start, and Big C's gained 2, AMS has gained 5, Ash Best has gained 5, Warren Haig has gained 5, Juho Finn has gained an incredible 8, JP has gained 5 as well. So everybody on the grid gaining positions except for CC, who's down 3. So I'm sure most drivers will be satisfied with where they are on the grid at this moment in time.
Yep, people gain position pretty much by virtue of staying on the track and not crashing. So, I mean, it's always nice when you gain easy positions like that, and yeah, they'll be happy to have moved off their starting position. Most of them are gaining fairly decent points.
Yeah, and we're just on board here with JP Greenwood, who is under attack here from Dano, and Dano backs out of that one. He does not want to try anything into the Lesmos. JP Greenwood really agriculturally wrenching that Mercedes around, hoping for his first points of the season. He will know how precious this will be for the Mercedes team. Oh my goodness, sorry, I'm watching this, but Big C and CC Brain have exchanged positions into the Parabolica. Apologies for that. CC Brain having a good exit as well.
Yep, I'm not quite sure how they got alongside each other there, but they did stun CC Brain just with those fresher tyres, outbreaking Big C and managing to get past with a bit of traction as well. So can he pull a 3-second gap in the last 2 laps or so? No, Big C does have a stop-go penalty. I'm not sure if that'll stay there though.
Yeah. And I wonder if anybody's going to get a last lap puncher. You know, a few of our viewers are contemplating that. That could be the case with people who are yet to stop, who won't be stopping at all.
Yeah, but it is possible. We've gone a long distance on those tyres, and they don't wear very much, but by this point they won't be feeling very nice to be on, but they just need to will them over the line now for the last lap and a half.
Yeah, and Ash Best is feeling much better on these tyres than AMS. He's right all over the back of him. And I know Ash Best is the type of driver who will do or die, and if he wants to make an overtake, he will go for one. And he does, goes down the inside at the Ascari, and AMS goes wide a little bit. Was contact made to get the move done? Was contact made? If so, the position surely might need to be given back there from Ash Best. What will happen here? Who was at fault? Was it a clean overtake? Hulk?
There was definitely contact between the two of them there. Ash Best with a big dive up the inside, and then just forces AMS off the track there and almost into gravel.
Yeah.
I mean, if there wasn't just a lap to go, Ash Best should really have given that place back, but I mean, so much at stake and so little time left in the race, he might have been taking his chances.
Yeah, and I know there's some action going on at the moment. QPR Beast onto his final lap here. He's driven extraordinarily well. It's been a while since he's won a race. This will be emotional for him, but the Mercedes are absolutely tussling out there. So JP Greenwood and Duo could get heated as the lap brews on, but we've got to turn our attention to the front here. Look at that, JP really slowing it down there, and oh, that was close.
Yep, and yeah, QPR Beast is just coming out the exit of the Ascari now, so it won't be long until he takes the checkered flag.
And we'll stay with him, Hulk. So he's done everything right with the wheel as QPR Beasts. He's driven extraordinarily well in the Red Bull. Christian Horner looks on, as does Giancarlo Fisichella, a special guest in the Red Bull garage. It's going to be a victory for QPR Beasts here under the monsoon conditions of Monza. Phenomenal drive. Look at that, he's pumping the fist in the air. He's happy with that. What about Jolian and Manu? What a phenomenal drive. This will be a fantastic podium. He has driven such a metronomical drive here tonight. Phenomenal from Joel. Second, CC Brain will get the podium positions. but we've got to turn our attentions to the back here. Juho Finn and JP Greenwood. And Dano! Going to have a move here on the outside of JP. JP trying to defend that. Dano going for a do or die. Will there be contact? And JP really defending that position for 9th place. And that is some incredible last lap battling there. And so it's Juho Finn 8th, JP Greenwood 9th, and Dano 10th. So, wow. And there's Ugi Azim, an embarrassing drive in the McLaren Honda. Embarrassing again. An absolutely dreadful showing for Ugi Azim as he crunches his car home in P11. A horrendous drive.
Yeah, I actually forgot he was racing. I don't think we saw more race. Very lonely drive for him down 11th place.
Yeah.
Well done to the three on the podium. They drove spectacularly well. Joel especially making his way up the field with that no-stop strategy.
Yeah, look at that. He's happy, isn't he, QPR Beast? He's absolutely delighted, as is Big C and Joel on the podium at the moment. That might be yet to be changed, but look at that, they're absolutely delighted, spraying the champagne around like there's no tomorrow. And I think that's Mauricio Pochettino in the Red Bull kit there in the stand. So look at that, they're all delighted. Good race, Hulk. We'll just run through the order one last time. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, it was exciting this. We saw QPR Beast take another victory in FP, followed by Joel, who moves his way further towards the top of the standings. Big C in third for the Renault, and also teammates with Joel. And CC Brain took fourth after starting on pole in the Williams. EMS fifth, Ash Best sixth. So that last lap overtake didn't really make much of a difference. Warren Haig seventh, Juho Finn eighth, JP Green with the first points of the season in 9th place, and Dano rounds out the point scorers in 10th place in his Ferrari.
Yeah, and it'll be a busy day for the admins trying to figure out who finishes where with the penalties. So we'll leave that to them. And while we're waiting, we'll get some of the podium interviewers in. So I will invite them to the party as we wait. Suggest, yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea who finished where really because of all the penalties.
Yeah.
I think the top three are as they finished.
Yeah, who won again? QPR Beasts. Right, I'll just recommend 3 or 4 people to the party. Might get a word from Ash Best. That might be nice. So there we go.
Yeah, like an explanation for that last lap overtake.
What's going on?
Alright.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, it's a very long race, that one. So we're just,
Too long.
Yeah. I'm feeling mentally drained after that one, and it's worth noting that there were massive celebrations in the Red Bull garage today. The Red Bull garage was full of former QPR stars such as Clint Hill and Richard Dunn, really excited as QPR Beast takes his first victory in the FP League. I think we should start with the interviews, guys. So we'll start with the race winner. Phenomenal qualifying, phenomenal drive. He pulled a good overtake on CC Brain, which we didn't get on camera. But how does it feel to be standing here or sitting here as a race winner?
Amazing. Made all the better by the knowledge that Clint Hill was looking on and getting evening delight from it. It was just, it's great to be back.
That's good to hear. Holt, anything?
Yeah, you went with the no-stop strategy. Were you worried that your tyres might explode at any point? So.
What, sorry?
You went with the no-stop, I think, so were you worried that your tyres, you might worry that you get a puncture at any point, or was it relatively safe?
Well, if CC hadn't pitted, I'm pretty sure one of us would have punctured anyway, because we were already wrenching the car. The tyre wear was upping. It was, it was incredible wrenching action. But I'm lucky he pitted, else I probably would have punctured because my tyres weren't looking good.
So a very wrenchful drive from QPR Beast. And now we're going to move on to what I believe may have been the commentator's driver of the day. Jolianu Manu making a phenomenal effort from 8th on the grid to make up 6 positions to finish in 2nd in the Renault. An absolutely phenomenal drive. You must have been delighted with the wet weather conditions, as you are renowned for being a wet weather specialist. So, how did that feel for you, finishing 2nd here today?
Oh, it's great. It's fantastic. Froome had issues off the start, which got me a stop go, and then I dropped back to I think P11 before even turn 1. So then it was hammer time and got on with it, and I felt fast. Very fast actually, and got to P2 and thankfully held on with tyres on 89% wear at the end.
Wow. And Joel, it's worth noting that you had a very terrific battle there with Chicken-Owens, and we knew a few times he was out of shape at the Ascari, but you managed to get the move done under very, very brave circumstances. Just talk us through that overtake, because that was crucial.
Yeah, I've been behind him for 2, 3, 4 laps and seen where he was making, mistakes. It was the second chicane exit and the exit of Ascari, and 2, 3 laps went by, and I tried it 1 lap, got a bit out of shape, and then it just opened up, and I just thought, fuck it, upshift to 6th really early, and then just floor it and hope it sticks, and it did. So that was crucial.
Yeah, and we must apologise to our viewers for any colourful language that was on display there. Any questions for Joel?
No, I'd like to point out after the watershed, so I think we're all right.
Yeah, that's fine. And we'll move on to we'll move on to recorded driver who finished in 3rd place. I don't even know if it was you or CC Brain, but you're on the podium. That's the man who I can see.
Yeah, thank you.
We noticed that it was a very tactical drive from Renault, with Big C really slowing down the apex speeds out of certain corners. Was that a bit to protect your tyres to make it to the end of the race, as myself and Hulk were assuming, or was there a little bit more to that?
Well, I don't know if you saw, but I had a little spin and I had some damage, so that's why I dropped a bit down the field. So the car was, I was struggling a lot with the car, but thankfully, the likes of Ash and AMS were even slower than I was. So I think their damage, was quite one of the easiest podiums of my career. It's a nice leisurely drive, and piss easy. So yeah, we'll take 3rd and 2nd for the team, and hopefully we can go again. But no, it was very comfortable. I thought I had easier drives on this game. No, it's very easy.
Well, I don't know if there's anything else to add to that, Hulk.
Well, you say it was easy, but you did get overtaken by CC Rain towards the end of the race. So.
Yeah, well, he is in a Williams, and obviously I won in the Williams around Suzuka with a lot of corners. So the Williams is a very fast car, and obviously he didn't really optimise it like I did. But hey ho.
But for a man who hasn't won a race in 2018, surely you must be questioning your ability.
I won 2. So I'm not going to drop down to F4. Beat some, Anyway.
Okay, we'll cut him off and move on to the next driver now. Obviously, someone hasn't woken up on the right side the bed. Who's next down in the order?
Ash.
Ash. Good drive. In the McLaren Honda, there wasn't much else you could do. Being stuck behind other vehicles, but just sum up your emotions. We believe that's your last FP race of the season, is it?
No, yeah, it will be my last on the wheel, and possibly my last, depending on whether my mum or not will let me do more than one league race whilst I'm on holiday. So I think I'm still going to do the other 3, but I'll be on pad. But yeah, it shouldn't be my last.
No, that's good. You think you can still win the title?
I mean, Joe has closed in a lot, and at this point, I'll need some Red Bulls or Ferraris really when I'm on pad to have a chance. So, I mean, it's possible, but it depends really on my pad consistency, and not playing on it for a year now is going to be difficult to get used to and get in the groove. So, I'm hoping for to have the chance to win the title, but it's really going to be difficult.
Just send me the PSN details and I'll get it sorted for you. I don't. Hulk, any questions for Ash?
Yeah, just that overtake on AMS towards the end of the race. It wasn't exactly the cleanest overtake you ever made. Any reason why you didn't give that position back? Or?
I mean, I made the move and I had to dive bomb him. I mean, it's like he was slow and I just felt like it was time, and well, I pushed him wide down mid, and in theory I should have let him through, but yeah, I was just I couldn't survive more laps. So yeah, I mean, I was a bit of an idiot at that time, and yeah, I think if I get 5 seconds, that's fair enough. Down to P6, I only lose 2 points. So yeah, sorry to AMS for that. I really should have given that back, but yeah.
Yeah, it's done and dusted, isn't it? So no, well done on your drive, Ash, and we'll move on to the next person. Is it the final driver who we're interviewing? Is it?
Ooh. Is JP Greenwood here?
I'm pretty
He
sure.
is. He is.
JP,
Speak.
are you there?
I am.
Well,
Whee!
well, our viewers were absolutely delighted, with your point scoring finish. It's amazing what one race can do for your confidence. And you came out here and you absolutely slaughtered the opposition, and you absolutely humiliated Dano in front of the Tifosi, who was in the Ferrari, to pinch him to 9th place there. Just describe us through your race, because that was a masterclass.
Great start. I think I made up 3 places by turn 1. So yeah, that was obviously good. Joel did get past me going down to the Parabolica, but I couldn't do nothing about that, unfortunately. And then yeah, it was just the first few laps were pretty scarum. But I was doing okay. Haig did get past me eventually, so I did drop out the points at that point. But I think I dropped about 3 or 4 seconds behind him, but I was catching back up again. I think by the time I pitted, I was about 2.5 seconds behind him, so I was doing okay at that point. But what was really annoying, in the first start, I did have my wing change set to yes because I had damage, and I didn't realise that it was still stuck on when we did the restart. So when I came to the pit lane, I changed my wing for me, and I was really frustrated. So I think I had a
talk us
P8.
through the end there, JP, with Dano. That was the main battle that we caught on the stream.
Yeah, obviously he came in after me. He caught quite a bit because of my wing change, so I was like 10 seconds in front of him by the time I pitted. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I was just a bit annoyed I couldn't get past Duo in the end. I think another lap or two I would have had him, but yeah, it was just that 3-way battle for the last couple of laps was pretty intense. Just trying not to go into the back of him, really. That would have been disastrous, but it was an awesome race. I really enjoyed that.
No, well done on your finish. The viewers are happy. Holt, any questions for anybody else, or shall we wrap this stream up?
No, I think we've covered everything.
I agree with you. Let's finish this one up. Thank you for tuning in.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks to Big CY here, because this advice he's given me on my YouTube videos, especially on my weather driving. If I hadn't been for that, I would have been rubbish tonight. So I just want to say why he's here. Thank him for the advice. It really helped tonight.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and I would like to condemn him for some of his criticisms earlier. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and see you.
What's the last word?
I'll deal with you later.
See you all next time out at Austria.